Here I am, left alone at the altar. What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about Elder Scrolls Online Marriage, a mechanic that has really not been talked about through any guides or anything that I've seen in about 8 years. That's how long it's been since there's been any sort of videos discussing marriage in the Elder Scrolls Online, which has left a lot of you guys to come in the comments and ask, do I need to head on down to the shrine and get married? Do I need to purchase the Imperial Edition so I can head on down here and marry my best friend for tax purposes? Do I need to go through and do all those things? And that's what we're going to be answering today. First, though, we still have our channel sponsor, so we're going to turn it over to video sponsor Jake. A special thanks to Allsun for sponsoring this video. Do you also have an obscene amount of devices, an Android work cell, an Android Chromebook, an iMac, MacBook, and you're filming with your iPhone, and you just wish that you could control your devices together, either for gaming, or if you're like me, you really enjoy the data transfer? Well, thanks to today's sponsor, Allsun, you're able to remote control any of your devices for any of the above purposes. In addition to file transferring in gaming mode, you're able to play at 144 frames per second, but what's also a really cool feature is they also offer smart plugs, which you're able to remotely turn on and off from your device, which means that if you're like me and you constantly leave on your lights, or you want to turn off your electronic devices from your home, or if you're getting ready in the morning and you want to turn on all your lights from your phone, you're able to do so, which is one of the most nifty features in my opinion. And with both a free and premium option, the first 200 of my subscribers will get access to a 7-day free trial. Plug in the link below, let me know what you guys think, and let's get on to the video. And back to normal, Jake. And I just also want to point out too, I'm sorry this is a long intro because of the advertiser spot, but I asked if some people would stand next to the Shrine of Morrow with me, and they said no. I think that they didn't want to, they were afraid I'd marry them against their will. So let's talk about ESO Marriage, and let's talk about why it's not talked about. So the reason it's not talked about very often is twofold, and that is because you have to have the Imperial Edition, which in the Elder Scrolls Online most people don't have, so most people do not have the actual Pledge of Mara. I, however, do have the Pledge of Mara, and you're able to put it on your little hot bar, use it to marry somebody. But you might be thinking to yourself, well, Jake, you've got this here right now. Why aren't you married to somebody? Well, there's unfortunately a significant amount of drawbacks, and here comes the second reason. The second reason is marriage is not great. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is, so once you become married, I don't have anyone to get married to, but once I would have gotten married to somebody for this video, we would each get a ring. You might think, oh, that's so neat. You're getting a ring. It goes from a scroll. You only have to use one scroll, so only one of you needs the Imperial Edition, and you guys get 2 rings together, and then you all live happily ever after in your beautiful house, your Panther Fang Chapel houses. Here's the problem with that. One, it has to be equipped in the ring slot, which you might already think to yourself, ooh, that's going to cause some problems, because now you're going to have to break a 5-piece setup, or you're not going to be able to use a mythical or a monster set. Something's going to have to bite the dust here, because you're going to have to rearrange your set to utilize this 10% XP ring, and these XP rings, or marriage rings, however you want to refer to them, they are character bound. Now, what does that mean? That means that a character marries another character. It's not like an Xbox gamer tag and another Xbox gamer tag, and then all 16 or whatever of my characters and all 16 of his characters. It is this specific character with this pot head and this torch out with insert yourself or somebody else in this video. It would just be that character and this character, and that's it. And we have to be grouped together. Now, there is an interesting way that you could stack this buff. You can actually be married to multiple people. So there is a way that you could, in theory, wear 2 rings of Mara and have a 20% XP buff. And this is a buff that would stack. It also stacks with your double XP, such as for the New Life event. It also stacks with other XP pots and potions and other things like that too. So it all stacks together. But that's the problem with the Pledge of Mara. And if you're a developer watching this and you're thinking to yourself, all right, Jake, how do we fix marriage? Do we give people a tax credit, when they're listing items on the guild store? It's a joke because the IRS gives tax credit. Anywho, no, my solution would just simply be make it an actual just buff. Like, put it as a character buff. That way people don't have to equip it as a ring slot. Because I think the idea is very cool. You've got these shrines of Mara all over the place. There's like one in every single zone. You go over here. You go to this church right here. There's another Pledge of Mara. They're in almost every single area. So the opportunity to get married is only reliant upon your ability to find love, which granted I know is a hurdle in and of itself. It's a big one. And the ability for you to have the Imperial City or the Imperial Edition upgrade, which granted is another big hurdle. I don't know which is a bigger hurdle. That's for you to decide in your own little heart. Are there situations where this can be useful? Of course. If you're grinding XP on a brand new character, especially if you're doing 10 to 50 or if you're just doing CP grinding, it can be very nice to have that 10% XP buff. You guys could easily go into like a Black Rose prison together, farm XP, slap it on, farm Dolems together. But again, it's not a free item, and it relies on you and that other person to be grouped together, so you have to make sure that you're on at the same time, you're XP grinding at the same time, and whenever anything starts to involve crowns and real-world money, I just wonder how useful it is, because you could always just invest in like 150% XP scrolls at that point, get significantly higher XP without having to rely on your spouse to log on and play with you. So that's my thoughts on the Pledge of Mara. Unfortunately, it is not as cool as it used to be, because you have to remember, back in the day, there really wasn't a whole lot of XP increasing things. So back in the day, marriage used to be a very viable, cool thing to do. Now it's just more of like a utility, fun little, oh, look, I'm married, type thing. That's just become one of those. Very interesting item, an item I hope that they revamp in the near future, because I think it's worth it. But unfortunately, as I end this video, I'm going to be left standing at the altar with the priest, with nobody. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Enter a comment to be entered into the giveaway. The drawing is tonight at midnight, so the winners will be announced tonight. But if you're watching this video on December 2nd, fear not, because the next drawing will be on January 1st. Reuse it as a tax write-off, so leave a comment, help me cheat the government, and let's go out there and beat the algorithm. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
I mean, if one of you guys was in Glenumbra, right now, and you wanted to, like, head to the Shrine of Mara, I mean, I'm not against it. I have it in my inventory. I'm not, I'm not trying to say anything, but, I have one. A high-level character. Deserve love, too.